Hi, hi, hi. So this is another post for my marketing website, COMMGiving.com, and in the background, I'm watching Anonymous, a Shakespearean movie on my Crackle. So you might hear it. I don't want to be dinged for copyright infringement, so I'm trying to make it fair use. It opens with Derek Jacobi, and it's about how the Duke of Oxford is the real Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. And it's available on Crackle, free, especially if you've got the TV appliance Roku. And you might hear it in the background. And that's what it is. Fair use. Fair use. Put it back. Hi. Today's post for COMMGiving, my marketing website. I'm going to talk about ad blockers and web analytics. And only so like only I'm more and more people are using web blockers and analytic blockers. So for sure you're missing out on some of your traffic. But I'm being a marketing guy, I'm of the sometimes salespeople without good marketing support rely on sort of like just how can I say, like simple numbers, right? So you want the most traffic, just hard and fast like simple numbers. But I'm a marketing guy, so to me it's more like, if say 15% of the general population use ad blockers, analytic blockers, or nowadays some people might even say 50%, it impacts everybody. So really, those rankings are still just relative. It's not relative to one another. It's not necessarily how can I say, it's not necessarily the simple number. Everybody loses the same amount. And some people will say, we think we lose more. Like, how 50% use ad blockers. We think all those 50% come to our website. So we have 0 people. That's nonsense. Okay? I don't believe that argument. I think if 50% of general population use ad blockers and analytics blockers, everybody loses like 50%. You can't be like, oh, 50% of general population block tracking, and they all come to my website. So I get 0 visitors, but it's all 50% of the general population that block tracking. They all come to my website. It totals to like 150 million people, but they all come, and they're the people that block all tracking. So when you look at my website, it says 0 people, because I get all 50% of 150 million people who are blocking everything. I think that's bullshit. All right, 50% blocking everyone loses 50%, okay, or 15%. It depends on the study, what have you. It doesn't matter. All right, you can't say I'm the guy that every anonymous tracking blocker goes to, and that's like 200 million people, right? But it shows up as 0. My sort of recipe website with weekly fashion special. How 50% of the population block tracking? It's that 50 that come to my website. I get 0. It shows 0, but I get those 50 people. That is bullshit. All right? Everybody loses 50. But guess what? If everybody loses 50, then it's ranked properly. And also, guess what? It's not just about 50, all right? It's not just about like the simple numbers, right? It's like maybe I get more guys than women. Maybe she gets more moms, or he gets more like, you know, die, PewDiePie. Maybe PewDiePie gets more like children, you know? PewDiePie gets more children. Rice Gum and Victoria Violet get more teens, right? And you might get more moms, right? But everybody loses 50%. You cannot say, the person who says, you know, 50% block and are anonymous and don't let you track, all those 50% come to my website. That's why it shows up as zero. That's bullshit. You get zero, you get zero. But as a marketer, I would say, you know, PewDiePie gets all kids. Rice Gum and Violet gets all teens or like frat boys. And I get guys, right? I don't know. Like as a marketer, I would do that, right? I wouldn't just look at like I'm beating Google this month. That's nonsense, right? That is nonsense, right? It's not built for that. It's not built for that. You know, Google, half of India is a Google server farm. I'm running on GoDaddy. Half of Google is in India as a server farm. I'm not built for that. So it's nonsense. But to say all 50% who block themselves come to a certain website, that's where we get zero, is also utter fucking nonsense. So it's basically a sampling. And what you get is good enough. What you get, you know, when you sample, you really only need like maybe 100, maybe 1,000. So what you get is plenty good. And then you know how you find the other 50% or 15%, depending on the study you cite. You divide the number. So that's how. But it doesn't really matter. It's a sample, right? It's what they're after. And it is not anonymous. It's another movie by Gus Van Sant. So I want to fair use that one. It might be White Elephant on Crackle. No, it's Finding Forrester on Crackle. Is it Finding Forrester by Gus Van Sant? It's Finding Forrester by Gus Van Sant. That's on Crackle. Yeah, I think it's Finding Forrester. Maybe not. I don't know. But by Gus Van Sant on Crackle. Free this month on Roku. So fair use that, because you can probably hear it in the background. Right? Ad blockers, analytics blockers. If you're a marketer, it's really just what you get is really just good enough sample. Right? Type audience. You want to attract that audience? Is that the audience you like? Then perfect. If it's not, then let's start a different website. And say you beat Google is ridiculous. I'm running off GoDaddy. I don't know how many servers they got, but Google probably got all the servers that, you know, have in India, probably Google server farm. So to say you're gonna beat Google is ridiculous. But also to say all 15 or 50% of the population that block everyone go to my website, that's why I show up at zero, is also fucking ridiculous. You're not a dark web, right? So it's fucking ridiculous. One is ridiculous. The other is ridiculous. As a marketer, I would just sample. I would say, because you know that audience don't make or break you. It amplifies your brand, your personality. You know, it's like nowadays everybody wants to pull off a stunt, right, and get such huge publicity. But that's not really their personality. Whoever comes to your website is really reinforcing your personality. I mean, if you have to maintain your fame by pulling off like death-defying stunts all the time, odds are you're gonna die before your time, because on a regular basis you're pulling off death-defying stunts. Ever thought about that? The only way you can trap people is to put your life in danger, or to put your personality at risk. So really, whoever comes to your website is reinforcing your personality. And why you get a job, or why somebody might hire you, is because of your personality. So say, these are the type of people that are reinforcing my personality. But to have to pull off like death-defying stunts all the time, odds are like you're gonna end up like Harry Houdini. You're gonna die before your time in some kind of stunt mishap. It's crazy. So it's like these are the type of people that like this personality, like my personality. And there's the personality I'll be going to job interviews with. And what kind of person likes this? What kind of audience likes this personality? Well, I kind of have the numbers here, a sample, about, you know, 8 to 15,000 people. And this is what they like, this is who they are, this male, female split, you know, how many men, how many women, age groups they're in, what else they're interested in. These are the type of people that like this personality. But to try to pull off a weird stunt all the time, just get publicity, retain your fame, will kill you, like Harry Houdini, you know? Harry Houdini drowned or something. Odds are, one day one stunt's gonna kill you. So just, all you need to do is reinforce your personality. And you don't need higher than Google. Google's got like, you know, servers all over the planet Earth. I'm running on GoDaddy. You know, it's not built to be Google. And to say, you know, if somebody gets 0 to the website, oh, it's all the anonymous. All the people who block tracking, that's bullshit. This is that same amount. So that's what this is for. It's not a bad way to do things. But you gotta wake up every day, and every day you gotta have something worthwhile to listen to. I think that was worthwhile to listen to. I'll see you later.